Welcome to Lunch and Learn Zoom Friday. On behalf of Olivia Bowe, although she is absent, and myself and our tribe of Eagles, we want to welcome you for joining us today. If this is your first time or second time, we're going to give you a chance to introduce yourself. We are a tribe of entrepreneurs from all over the world. This is we call this our Eagles Nest, a gathering place. You never know each Friday who's going to be able to drop in or not. We are a group of really high impact, professional, go-getter entrepreneurs, and we want to have it all. We don't just want to settle for a mediocre life. We want to have an extraordinary life. So it's really cool. Like I said, every week you come in here to hear what's going on in everybody's world. So right now I'd like to introduce our visitors, or those we haven't seen in a minute. So Steve, welcome. Come on down and give us a little intro. Tell everybody about yourself.
Sure. Hey, everybody. I am Steve Garvin. I'm known as the Story Architect, and I help transformational authors and speakers find and secure their profits on their hero's journey. And I was introduced to this group, I don't know how long ago, but by Olivia Bowe, who I have done a summit with, a couple of summits with, actually. Just someone who has really been really helpful in my life and in my business. And I just want to come and check out, see what's going on. And also, hopefully, I was hoping to see Olivia here. I don't know. I haven't actually heard from her for a little while. So
she has an event today. That's why she's not here. I said that in the beginning, but it was before you got here. I'll make sure that I tell her that you dropped by. It's good to see you again.
All right, cool.
Clara, come on down.
Hello. Oh my goodness. I love the energy in this group. I love the open-mindedness. This is my first time. I found you guys on Meetup. I live in Austin, Texas. I have an online health, beauty, and skincare business. I'm all about wellness. I'm also a yoga instructor. And I love what Steve is up to because I'm a published author. I believe we all have a story that can make a difference to inspire and empower others. And that's my whole mission. So I'm excited to be here and to connect with all of you and learn more about how we can support one another. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for joining us. Kevin, come on down.
Sorry, having a few techie problems and losing my mute button. Apologies for that. Yeah, good to be back again. I think this is my third time that I visited you all. I have put a little post in the chat there that I was very pleased to be hearing all the positive vibes there from everybody at the start. Totally different to a lot of the meetings I go to in the UK. So it's nice to be finishing the week on a positive note like that with HMP to come in a bit. So. Yeah, as I said, I'm in the UK. I'm a partner with Travorium. We're the world's leading wholesale travel club, helping you travel the world for pennies, not dollars. Rather than take too long, I'd just like to give you a couple of examples that one of my colleagues is doing at the moment, if I can. She's based in Beverly Hills in California, and later this year, she's doing her first free trip to Lake Tahoe. And on the 23rd of this month, she's taking a week in Florida with her fiance for the sum total of $72. You also all get $100 of vouchers every month as a member. So, you know, it does exactly what it says on the tin. I'll leave it at that.
Fantastic. Boy, those are some incredible deals. Cher is going to be our featured speaker, so I'm going to leave her alone for just a minute. What I'd like to do is go through and explain how we facilitate our meetings each week. Every week we kind of have a theme. Week one is about partnering, referrals, collaborations, joint ventures. What do you need? What you're looking for? That's when you bring it to us and we try and help collaborate with you. Week two is today, and that is Iron Sharpens Iron. Today, we talk about tips, tools, strategies to help you grow your business. What books are you reading? What kind of training courses? What kind of summits have you been going to? Events, all of those type of things. Week three, it's a fun week. This is when you bring your elevator pitches and your irresistible offers. You'll give and receive peer feedback and coaching. So this is a really safe space for you to practice. We all go to a lot of networking events. They're all a little bit different, but one of the things that we try and teach here is We want you to have a 30-second pitch, a 1-minute pitch, 1.5, 3-minute, 5-minute presentation, and 10-minute presentation. Always have those ready to go at any time, because you never know when that might be the foot that needs to get you in the door of somewhere fabulous. We are a referral partnership network. And what that means is, when you come here, we expect you to connect with us. We expect you to reach out. We expect you to meet with us, tell us what products, services, all those things. We don't call it spamming here. We want to meet you. We want to expand our network. So that is what we will have you do here shortly in the chat. Week 4, this is all about relationship marketing. Who'd you like to meet this week? Any new connections, reconnections, talk about your touch points and follow-up systems, all of those things, networking clubs and organizations that you may be a part of that you would like to recommend that some of us should be involved in. So that kind of gives you an overall view of what we're about. And again, this is just a landing space where we go around and we share with one another. We come from a variety of industries. We've got a lot of health and wellness people in here, but we have brick and mortar entrepreneurs. We've got aspiring, emerging, and seasoned entrepreneurs in our group. And just because you don't see them here on Fridays doesn't mean that there's not thousands out there. It's just been a really amazing how our connections have grown over the last year. And we are a little bit over a year old. So we've been really excited about that. So at this point, I'd like to go around the room and share what's going on. And we're going to start with Jessica. She has an event today. I'm going to let her tell you about it. I think it sounds really cool. It's with one of our cross-pollination partners, Grand Junction. Go ahead, Jessica.
Grand Connection.
Grand Connections.
And I'm goofing off in the chat and making trouble. It's Friday, everybody.
It
So
is.
am I supposed to be doing my elevator commercial or the event? Events right now?
No, you do, go ahead and do your elevator, but I want you to tell them about it.
Okay. I have a new elevator, so I need some critiques. So get your pencil out and your red pen so that you can mark me up, because I need to get this better. But if you ever thought it was just too expensive, you can't afford a virtual assistant, it's just too confusing, how will I find one or trust one? I can't outsource that. That's too hard for me to let go of control of all these projects. Think for a minute how the millionaires and billionaires scale. They scale with capital, and that is both financial, as our money man will tell you, Claudio is rolling in the dough there, as well as human capital, right? So we leverage ourselves by replacing ourselves and having team members. You are never going to be able to tend that orchard if you do not consider scaling. So consider my video training guide and workbook that will help you take all the steps to find the best and perfect fit virtual assistant for you so that you can scale and grow. I'm Jessica Koch. I have been working with teams in 6 different countries for over 4 years, and we can help, and you can do more. So that's my new pitch and my new elevator pitch. I don't know if it's good. I'm trying to promote this new thing, and I am speaking on a big summit. It's an event all around the concept of virtual assistants, and I'm one of the speakers, up with some other people who have been doing this many more years than me. But I have had that kind of success, that I've gotten that kind of attention, to be honored to be a part of that panel. So super excited about that. That's the Grand Connection. It's going to be networking and more knowledge and information about a virtual assistant, because if you don't do it with me, you don't do it on your own, do it with somebody, because this is the step that you need to take in order to get to that big dream. If you're constantly looking at that big long checklist, you can't imagine and create what's bigger out there for you and your company, right? So anyway, that's my thought on all of that.
Put that link down there if you don't mind, for everybody, because it's right after this event. It's at 1:30 Central Time.
Yes.
Today.
Do you have a celebration? Can I share it really quick, and then I'll
yeah, go ahead.
A few years ago, I was featured. There's 650 interviews there's a book that's produced. It's a hardback book, and it's you have to be nominated, interviewed by a panel, selected, chosen, interviewed, and then they create a chapter about you for the top executives in the Washington, DC market. And they make this hardback book and they distribute it to many of the universities in our region. So it's a huge honor to be there. Well, I was selected and have been in the book, and it was a few years ago. Well, they're doing a big revision and they're doing the top 100 out of those 650, and they're going to feature it and push it out nationally instead of just in the DC metro region. And I was selected as one of the top 100. So I got the call.
Congratulations.
So I was kind of excited about that.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you reminded me of that, since Livia's not here to keep me on track. We normally do go around. Let's open up the floor for any celebrations or kudos. I know Juanita, I mentioned she had a birthday, and also, let's see here, we had Angela Catheter had a birthday as well. I don't know if anybody else had a birthday celebration. Claudio, do we have any twins yet? I'm assuming no.
Not yet. Still anxiously waiting.
Okay, we got some twins on the horizon. Does anybody else have anything that they'd like us to celebrate with them today, or anything coming up that would be fabulous for this upcoming week? Anything? Yes, Kevin.
Just a quick one. I don't know if it quite fits the remit, but my eldest grandson started school this week, which is great.
Are they in person?
Sorry?
Are they in person at school or on virtual?
No, in person at school. Yeah, he started on Monday, first time at school.
Oh boy, that's exciting. That is exciting. I finally got the last of my 8 grandkids started last on Thursday, I think it was. So I've got all 8 now, all over the United States.
Wow.
They're all back at school, which I'm happy about that. Anybody else have anything that they'd like to celebrate? All right. Well, let's go ahead and move along. Bruce, you're up.
Okay. Are you feeling stuck? Have you tried everything and you're still not getting the results you want? Hi, I'm Bruce Barnes. I'm a mindset and wellness expert. I'm your go-to expert for finding that needle in the haystack, that small change that's going to give you big results. I believe in simple solutions to get you to where you want to be. So let's hop on a call. I'd love to hear what's been working, what's not working, where your challenges are in that, and help you to find that small shift that can help you to actualize your full potential. Hashtag full potential.
Thank you.
And
Marsha. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, are we going to be doing the sharing of other stuff later?
Yeah, I'll do
Okay.
that afterwards. Marsha.
Has your health been put on the back burner for now? Feeling stressed out? Carrying too many extra pounds? Well, as the author of 4 books, I love to help entrepreneurs like you take back your health, lose weight, and feel more calm. I'm Marsha LaCour, and I am an expert in health and wellness. Now, we don't want to target just weight loss. When you focus on your health and start eating in a more nutrient-dense way, those clean foods, then the weight comes off more effortlessly. And so this is really my focus, to help people hack their health. And so I'm going to invite you to go into the chat and put hack your health.
Thank you. Richard.
Good morning. Being too young to be a grandfather, I thought I'd do this instead. So divorcees paralyzed by inaction. We cut through the emotional pain and confusion to see what's important in the moment and create choices from this new vision. We create from this new clarity. We create action steps and move forward. We create and we release as we go. We don't worry about fixing anymore because there's too much pain. Create first. Happiness is progress. And that's what we do. We get progress first. Thank you.
Can you move your camera down just a little bit? You're almost, it's just, there you go.
I'm gonna have to get maybe a booster seat.
I had to do that as well. Juanita, go on down.
Okay. The world is opening up, so can't you see yourself on a trip to go castle hopping, wine tasting to France, Germany, or the Napa Valley, or an Italian cooking class, or wellness in the Black Forest? Well, we can get you there around the globe affordably. My name's Juanita Harbin. I'm the founder and CEO of Your Way Tours, and we are a full-service travel agency and a military family-owned business. We'd like to be your global travel agency for your global adventures. You can follow us, hashtag global tours and trips.
Thank you. Kate?
And back and beginning again, all things health and beauty. I've noticed, and maybe some of you have and some of you haven't experienced this, but what I've noticed over the last year and a half, especially because we're doing so much time on Zoom, and because of the amount of stress that people are under, and we're spending so much time on the camera, is that we can show up better for ourselves and better for others. My whole core of my business is based in self-love, and it's health and beauty from the inside out. And so self-care is an act of self-love, and showing up the best for you first is the most important, so that you can come from a full place. So we deal with image and style, harmonious color, and raising the bar on your health so that you can show up your absolute best. So if you're ready, hashtag self-love rocks.
Make sure, Kate, that you put your podcast link in here for folks to listen to some of your wonderful podcasts that you've been doing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Claudio.
Good afternoon, everyone. So do you like the concept of having several streams of income, especially some of them passive? Well, what I do is I help entrepreneurs that want to diversify their streams of passive income by helping you create one that requires little to no effort. I would love to show you my results. Let's get on a call and I'll show you how you can take the easy life. Thank you.
Thank you. Cher, you want to do a little elevator pitch?
Sure, you'll hear a little bit more about me shortly, but my name is Cher Cunningham from Mindful Entrepreneur. I help people build businesses that love them back. Instead of just falling in love with your business and having it own you, I help people set boundaries, stand in their confidence. I take the fear out of sales and marketing, which people often, my ideal client, thinks can't even be done, right? They have that feeling like they're just not a salesperson. And it's one of the things that is just destroying them in their business. We change all that using hypnosis and some coaching strategies that move them into a business owner mindset. Instead of that employee mindset they often enter business with. So if you need a mindset of action and bold and brilliant, it's already inside you. Anything else is baggage that we clear out.
Thank you. Let's go ahead and do our screenshot. Next week, what I'd like to do, since we're starting to feel the effects of fall, it was really nice this morning. Let's use a fall background next week. So anything fall that you would like to share, maybe a favorite fall activity or anything like that. And visitors, what we do, normally we have a theme for our screenshots. You can bring a prop. You can change your virtual background. You can wear something cool, whatever it is that is associated with our theme for that week. So next week we'll have a fall theme. So I'm going to do a countdown, 3, 2, 1, and then we'll do our screenshot. So everybody get ready. Shoulders back. 3, 2, 1. Do another one just in case. 3, 2, 1.
So just in case you didn't know, when the doctors pulled me out of my mother and hung me upside down to smack my ass, they saw a little stamp that said, "Oh, certified salesperson, happy to be one." So I was labeled at birth.
Oh man, Jessica. All right. So let's move on to our table topic. Our table topic today is tips, tools, strategies to help you grow. One of the first things that I want to talk about is Bruce and I attended Barry and Blue from Sage Events this week they had a short little webinar, and Bruce, you want to give them a heads up on that? Tell them a little bit about that, and if you want to share the link for that training coming up.
Well, if you've ever attended any Dean Graciosi or Tony Robbins event, Sage Production, Barry and Blue, they are a married couple and stuff that have Sage events. They're the ones that produce their online events, or well, events period, but last year they shifted to online events, and they had I'm sure they're going to probably do it again this next week and that as well, but they had little webinar just talking about, they called it the online event about online events and stuff, how to do events and what works, what doesn't work. So they just kind of gave a little high overview of stuff, but just leading into a promotion of they've got a 3-day event coming up October 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, where they're going to model exactly what they're teaching. All of the big events and stuff, how they do it, and what works, what doesn't work. And just to attend the event is this webinar thing is just kind of a high overview as a freebie. But to attend the 3-day event is $97 to do their all access pass that also gives you the recordings, and that's an additional $197. This is all US. And just signing up, you get a little swag box mailed to you, and the all access gives you an upgraded swag box and lifetime access to all the recordings. And both of them, whether it's regular or upgraded, you get a book. It's a blueprint about how to do events. And Ellie Sheffy is the one that put me on to this event. And she said that book is priceless. If you're going to do any kind of in-person or live event, online events, you need that book. And it's very, very powerful stuff that they share in that the 3-day event.
One of the things that I'd like to add, SAGE stands for Strategic Advice Growing Events. That's where that name came from. And to tell you why they've been so impactful, they have a 80 to 90% live to show up and stay. That's unheard of for like these 3 events. And I'm going to share with you their 4 keys. So if you're taking notes, these are the 4 keys that was in this webinar. And I've seen this in action every single one of the events. Eric Worre does it. If y'all are familiar with him, if you're in the network marketing space, I mean, he is the network marketing king for the industry, and all of their events. We're talking Tony Robbins it was like 758,000 people on Zoom, y'all. Can you imagine that? Almost 1 million people, 750,000 people on there. And they have figured out how to do this. And their sell ratio at the end, because they're selling big ticket items. They're not selling the $20 items. I mean, they're selling big ticket items. So their closing ratio and their sales ratio is unbelievable. So here are the 4 keys. First of all, and we hate this one, and you're going to shake your head when I say this. The first one is no recordings. Do not offer recordings, they're saying. If you do offer a recording, make it available only after like 90 days or something. We're used to it. Now, listen, these are the people that are making millions, not 1,000 or 2 or 3, like most of us are doing in our events. Okay. We're talking, they are bringing in multiple millions of dollars. So they know what they're talking about. And there's a reason for it. So the first one is no recordings, because that makes you want to what? Show up. Number 2, the swag box. It's cool. And the reason for the swag box is not just because you're getting cool stuff. The reason for the swag box is nobody's opening up emails and checking their messages and all of that stuff. So if you get a swag box in, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a swag box, even though they're very cool. Bruce is showing a couple of paddles that we had in this last event that we went to, and I'll tell you about that in just a second. But anyways, the swag box is a reminder. You get that in that week. So if you're doing an event, do something. It can be a flat envelope with some cool stuff in there. But one of the things that they mentioned was you can see those emojis, you know, signs and different things. A lot of times people think they're raising their hand. When you've got 750,000 people in a room, in a Zoom room, you're not going to see that. But you can see, hold that paddle up, Bruce, and showing the love and, you know, all that stuff. So it was really cool. So the swag box, the week of the event. Number 3, in-person check-ins. So yeah, this is going to cost you a little bit of money or some volunteers, and they want you to come and do a tech check or sound check or whatever. And usually for me, what I've been experiencing is they do it via Zoom. So they'll have a couple of these before the event. Why? Because they want to get all those tech problems out of the way ahead of time, and you're getting a buy-in. Okay. Every time that you do something, you get them to do something for you, you're moving them towards participating and attending in your event. Number 4, the funification. This is the gamification of these events. This is where you are seeing the leaderboards. Every time you want them to do something, you need to be giving them some points for doing it, for showing up, for what was some of the things, Bruce, do you remember? You know, I'm sure some of y'all have probably seen it, but mainly anything that you want them to do, you need to be given points for doing it.
Yeah,
And
the funification, they said people have referred to things as gamification. They says they don't like that word. They call it funification. So then you have different, like the paddles and whatnot, little things and stuff. Ellie Sheffy shared that during the event last year, they had a dance off competition, and she won.
Oh, wow.
$100 Amazon gift card. And so there's different things that you get people up and dancing and moving around, and it's just however you want to do, if you want to do like trivia type stuff or whatever, but there's just different things that you know,
but the main focus is to get them involved so that they're doing everything to be a great participant. So that's, you know, and then seeing your name up there on the leaderboard. Like right now, I think I'm still in the top 10 for Happy Neighborhood Project. I need to go look, but anyway, that's going to come in handy a little bit later on. So anyways, those were the 4 keys that we wanted to bring to you. So even though you may not, you know, aspire yet to be raking in the millions of dollars, these are really great tips and anything that we can learn. And I know Ellie's in their year-long program, so we're going to be able to glean a lot of information from her on her training as well. But I'm definitely going to go. I know Bruce is going to go, so we just wanted to share that with you.
And it's I just put the link in the chat here, but I don't, my computer, whatever, says, and if it's having internet issues or whatever, says it's trying to go to the site, it's just spinning for me right now. So I don't know if they're having issues with the site right now or if it's me.
Okay. All right, let's move along to any other tips and resources or books that you're reading, training courses, anything like that you'd like to share with the group.
I just started, got involved with something that I learned through Laurel Langmeyer's group. It's called OOLA, OOLA.com. So I'll put the link in here and stuff. It's anybody that's does coaching. This is a framework to give them identify their goals in different areas and actually create a plan and action steps. And they have a free app that you can install on your phone to track your progress. How are you doing? What are you doing? And they've got little badges or whatever you can get, so they're kind of gamifying or funifying the thing to encourage you to take the action steps that you need to take. And different coaches, they said, are using this to actually, they're telling their coaching clients, this is, you need to use this to be my client. It's $47 a month. And if you get 3 people that you refer, your monthly is free. So at any rate, it's a really cool. I just started it and gone through the framework and that, just identifying my goals and whatnot. And you can actually, part of it is you set up, it's like a customized course, which I haven't done that part yet, but based on your goals and that, you can, it's pretty amazing little resource in that. So I encourage you to check it out.
Thank you. Anybody else have anything they'd like to share? Go ahead, Richard.
I don't know if you remember Natan Verhosky, so he has Essentials Academy. So I'm a founding member with that, and he's brought in a team. So one of them was Mitchell Levy of Credible Nation. I'm new to that, but Mitchell really helps people get their messaging down to a really fine tune. So they have a 5-day free aspect. You can join Credible Nation. I think there's a trial, but you can take every quarter they have this week long of getting your message down. So he's really good at bringing it down to bite size. So it's a good opportunity to look. And then again, he's got a lot of connections. He's been very good. He's interviewed 500 people. So lots of traction, what he's doing, lots of credibility again for his own thing. And that's what he helps entrepreneurs as well, as building that credibility, how to do it even on your profiles through LinkedIn, Instagram, website. So another message, but many voices, but I thought he did a really good job. Good for it. Helped me.
Who's that, Richard?
Mitchell Levy. Mitchell Levy. Levy, and it's Credible Nation. I'll put that in there.
Okay, that'll be easier. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Yes, go ahead, Steve.
So I just finished reading the book, The Moment of Lift by Melinda Gates. And I'm sure all of us are familiar with Melinda Gates, part of the Bill and Gates Melinda Foundation. And I really didn't know what to expect out of the book, but it is a really strong call for elevating particularly women's voices. Because when we, as she said, when we elevate women's gazes, we help them gain their voice. And the world is a much better place when we have strong women's voices that help us to find greater balance and strength. So I highly encourage that book. I'm also a massive bibliophile. I read about 100 books a year, so I've always got books that I am enjoying.
Thank you. Anybody else? Tips, tools, resources, training, anything that you'd like to share? One of the things that Sandra Ziegler had shared with me a little while back was the fact that on Canva, you can create something very similar to what I've done with Linktree. Only one of the benefits of doing it through there is you can have like a mini website. I've not had time to do that yet, but I want to.
Oh.
And so what I could do would be maybe categorize my events. And so it would be almost like a little, a mini website where it would only have like our lunch and learn, whatever those are. And then for somebody looking for maybe appointments, I might have one where it would have, appointments, and I could have the links to all my different types of appointments. And then another category maybe for different types of events that we were having or something like that, or, our website and contact information and all that. But anyways, when she showed me that, I thought that was really super cool. And then Blaney had showed me, and you might have got this if you signed up for the little box that's coming in 90 days. You remember when we sent that back where you're going to get paid to build the connections? I'm drawing a big fat blank, but anyways, last month, I think we shared that and I've got that on our page. Well, what was interesting is when I clicked on that link, it also was something very similar to Linktree. And the fact is you can track, when people are working. So, if people are referring, if they're opening up that link and all that other kind of stuff. And it was a real cool, clean interface. And so I did that one as well. And I need to work on that a little bit, but I liked how that was set up because it was very clean. And again, we're wanting tools that are easy to use, that are affordable, that are easy to set up, that doesn't take a lot of tech experience in order to do that. Yes, Marcia.
2 books I recommend. One by Jack Canfield, and it's called The Success Principles. And it talks about 70+ principles, very good. And another book I've talked, and I really like the work of Dr. Joe Dispenza. And this book is Becoming Supernatural, How Common People Are Doing the Uncommon. So I'll put those in the chat.
Yes, Cher.
I'll share with you, I'm part of a group called JVology with Jay Fizette, who's actually a Canadian, who used to always figure out JV stuff in the States, but then he started a Canadian, which now is also in the States too. They have something called JVology Live that's coming up. It is a Zoom-based event that has you learning how to be a great JV partner, as well as doing pitches. And if you've got something to sell ready to go, or if you've got a challenge coming up, you can actually be building those partnerships during the event. The event is, I'm just going to put it in here so you can have a look at it. It is, I think, $197 right now. It's at half price right now for the next day. I believe it's very short. Because we're in the countdown, it's the end of this month. You'll see all the details on that page if you go there. It is coming up in September 22nd to 24th online. There's another one December 1st to 3rd. If you're just looking for a bigger audience, I've done a couple of giveaways through the group, and I went from a mailing list of 23 to 560 in the last couple of months. So that's something that if you're thinking you just wish you had a list that was really tailored to something that you offer, it is a great place to get incredibly focused.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Cool.
And if you're wondering that name, where you might have heard it before, Nancy Evans, which she is teaching now on Fridays, a while back, that she was telling us how wonderful that group was. So this is just another person coming in and telling us, thank you for sharing that.
And I will just reiterate too, I've done some work with Jay Fizette, and it's a worthwhile event.
Yeah, I have several of my high-end clients, and they've done quite a bit of work with JVology or been part of it in some way, one way or another. So I am taking, I'm starting to dabble in playing with the idea of doing some ads, actual ads on Facebook. And so I'm taking a program by Kim Walsh that's been really good. So I'll report back to you some of my status and progress and all of that. So, because it's a pretty decent investment that I've made. So I'll see if I can't help pass on some of the learning without you having to pay all the price tag. So there you go.
Very good. Very good. Thank you. Let's talk about maybe some groups online that you have seen or heard about. One of the ones that I'm watching, and I joined and I'm paying the big bucks to do it, is, and some of you are in that group, she's got two. She's got one that's a paid group and one that's not a paid group. And I'm going to really be studying what she's doing or they are doing, because it's phenomenal. And it's the Women Helping Women. And I've invited several of you to join that group, because it's like 40,000, plus. And then another one, anyways, one is open. And then when you're the paid member, you get all these extra benefits. So I'm going to be studying that and reporting back to you on what I find. But if you're not in there, definitely join the free one just to kind of get a look. But this is on Facebook. So she has done all this on Facebook. And when you talk about, people who are growing their groups organically, and where they're paying, I'm talking $97 a month. And, think about having 1,000 members at $97 a month. That's a nice little payday, wouldn't you say? So they have some tips in there that we should be following and learning to grow our groups. Does anybody else have? I know there's a Busy Woman also that is going pretty strong. And I'm not sure whether they have a paid version or they have some paid events, but not necessarily like this other one, because one feeds the other. They've got the public group that is huge that everybody can go on. And then when you're in the paid group, you get to, basically promote yourself in that other group along with some other benefits and things. So I thought that was ingenious. So I did last month or the month before, I can't remember when I did, might have been longer than that. I signed up and I forgot to mention that to you guys. Does anybody else have anything like that that they could share that they're part of, or that they could share some tips?
Let's put everything in the chat, please, too, because my memory's not as young as I look.
There you go. There you go. Anybody else?
I added the Women Helping Women link in the chat. E-Women Network is another one I've heard about, and Dames is another high level. I'm sorry, guys, it's all girl stuff.
Yeah, and I'm not understanding that. I mean,
Claudia's like, what the heck?
tell us about your Speakers Playhouse, Jessica, that you've been doing.
Oh my God, I love Speakers Playhouse. As a matter of fact, they just featured me last week for a big drop. And sometimes if you're part of this group, what you get to do is collaborate with the organizers and do a class, and they call it the Playhouse Drop. And people who attend the event live get to get the drop for free that one day when it's announced. But then after that, it's, half price or whatever, and it can be sold later. And then, so on the 23rd, I'll be teaching a 3-hour session of out of the box ways to promote your online courses, events, things that you've got going on in your world webinars and things you're trying to drive traffic to. So I'll be teaching that class then. And so I was honored to do that, but it's a free, come to the Playhouse because, man, it's free. And you get to meet lots of other speakers. They all talk about what stages that they have coming up, whether it's a podcast or their summits. They also, everybody gets to share what, I got the drop, Steve, you rock. They all talk about their signature talk and what their audience is. And it's really just a whole bunch of speakers coming together to really help each other. And Kim and Jenny are just, Kimberly, excuse me, she likes Kimberly. I was scolded, so I have to remember that now.
What happened to me with Gabriella?
Kimberly and Jenny are phenomenal, fun, amazing humans on this planet. And so I have an official link that I should be sharing, but I don't have it so handy. So
okay. Well, anyways, I just wanted to share that. And I have an event coming up. If those of you who are familiar with Jill Lublin, she's going to be sharing the stage with us. There's a few of us. Let's see here. Stand Out Online is the name of that event. And I'll be posting some of my links here after a while for that. That's coming up on September the 29th through October the 1st.
I do have an easy suggestion that if you guys find that you have a moment or once a week that if you have a week that you don't have anything coming up, which I don't know about you, but that's not always rare. I know there are some.
Just listening to you guys fills my week.
I know. But if you
my month, my year.
If you are looking at the calendar and say, oh, I should be doing something to up my game this week. Go into LinkedIn or go into Facebook and simply type in the word speed networking and hit the button events, because OMG, let me just tell you, the free online speed networking stuff. And that is where that's crunch time, man. That's efficient use of networking time. You know why those other people show up to a speed networking event? Because they want to meet lots of people. Do you think anybody in a speed networking event is going to say, they spammed me, I didn't meet them at that session, and they emailed me, how dare they? No, they're going to say, bring it on, I'm at a speed networking event, I want to meet you all. That is the mindset.
Yes.
So
yes.
Find yourself a flipping free speed networking event. They're everywhere.
And
Yeah,
that just, go ahead.
Chamber of Commerce, they do them.
Yeah. And don't forget about the happy neighborhood networking. It's not speed networking, but don't forget that, because our co-op is a member of their co-op and all of that stuff. And they have them every day of the week. And with that said, we're going to move into, let Cher have her time here just a second. But I was, sometimes more, I was averaging over 125 new connections every week. I had I was going strong. And I had to put that slow back for the last couple of weeks until this team that's working on getting all of my CRM and all that done, because I'm going to meet with them on Monday, and I'm hopefully that we'll be able to launch and I'll be able to go back full gangbusters. So I just wanted to give y'all an update on that. Also quickly, you should have received 2 different type of newsletters, one from the co-op. I'm just checking that out, seeing what y'all think about that. The other one was our networking group here. I don't want to waste your time. If it's information that's not important enough to you, I don't want to be spending hours on creating a newsletter. So you need to give me some feedback on there. If you liked it, having the month in a glance or the month in arrears, what we did that month, you can reach out and let me know about that, because, we're trying to bring benefits that are valuable, not something that's going to bog you down and, say, oh my gosh, not another email, because we don't want that. We don't
Virtual
want that.
assistant for that, Nancy. I mean, what the heck?
Yes, you are exactly right. And that's why I'm hoping Monday I'm going to be at a place where I can move forward, because just trying to keep up with, y'all have no idea, 125 new connections plus everybody else that's already in our network each week. It was really, I was loving it, and I was loving bragging about it, but let me tell you what, it was really killing me. So got to have those systems in place. But anyway,
I'd have to send her a text, a message and see if she's online, and we're 2 hours difference. I'm on the West Coast, she's Central Time. She's indicating she's online. It's like, go to bed, Nancy. Yes.
Yeah, and you
gotta get all the time
but
zones.
but you can't even talk to her. Like, I don't know how many messages I sent. It's like,
well, I
hello?
don't know. Claudio's figured it out. He talks to me every week. Don't you, Claudio?
Good.
Absolutely.
Fill me in, Claudio. How do you talk to her every week?
Gotta lasso her. I just put it in the chat. She's a clown cowboy.
You come on Wednesday to our LinkedIn party, because I'm just hanging out there to see if anybody has trouble. So if anybody needs me, come on.
Okay,
I was thinking
that's
that
at 11:30 Central or 11:30 Eastern.
Yes, 11:30 Central. I'm on Zoom at that time for that
Okay.
time period. So if
So that
anybody
was-
needs anything, I'm just kind of hanging out.
I join in every week pretty much just to catch up,
Yeah.
see what's going
That's
on.
perfect. I love
Yeah.
it.
I thought
I can do
maybe
that. I
Kate's,
think I can do that.
I thought maybe Kate's credit card had expired and Nancy wouldn't talk to her. Yeah.
Yeah, really. I'm
Show me
starting to
the
take
money.
it personally,
Oh,
but I know
gosh.
better.
You're not alone, Kate. I've asked her more than once, am I in trouble? Did I do something? Did my high heel hit my mouth again? What's
No,
going on?
absolutely not. I just
You
really
gotta
was
stop trying
just
to eat your shoes, lady.
thinking things were going to be a lot faster than what it is, but I'd rather them be right than
Be fast.
not, especially for something like this. So anyways, I'm thrilled. So anyways, hopefully Jessica, I'll have stuff in place Monday where I can start moving forward. Anyways, okay, enough about that. Let's move along. I'm thrilled to death to have Cher here with us today for her to share. Cher is a business hypnotist who helps entrepreneurs take strategic action on their bold vision. Tackle the fears, anxiety, and doubt of survival mind. Beat the permission paradigm and program your brain into new habits of thinking, feeling, and being. Come on down, Cher, and if you need to share your screen, you may.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Nancy. I'm very excited to be here, even if it's only for 10 minutes of presentation time. And I've got a PowerPoint because that'll keep me on track, because I get so excited and passionate about this. When I was a kid, I thought hypnosis was like Hollywood. And so when I was learning to be a great coach, I thought I'd just suffer through the hypnosis stuff. And it's not what I thought. It's simply using your mind for a change. If we can be punny, because I love to be punny. So let's go very quickly into the presentation. So here's who I am. I'm a results coach, and that means in my programs, I coach to measurable outcomes and I guarantee them. Why rapid? Because change is automatic and it's based in your brain. My 1-minute story. I was a web designer for 15 years in a business with no boundaries, no focus, no me. And I burnt out so severely, all I could hear in my head was, I'm dying, I'm dying. And that's what started me on this journey. And it makes burnout the best thing that ever happened to me, because on this journey, mindfulness saved my life, which is why I'm the mindful entrepreneur, and I bring that into everything. And it led me to hypnosis, which helped me create a life worth living. For the first time, I was able to discover actual joy. to have real self-love and peace of mind. And I get to live that every day. And my business has become a personal growth project for me. And you can too, because you truly are bold and brilliant. Anything else that is not that is just baggage. And I have found that true for every client. Your business is your personal growth project where you can discover your authentic strengths, unlock your potential, learn to set real boundaries. And women, I don't know if you were told, but boundaries are not allowed. And in fact, they are where all your strength and laser focus are. In fact, success could be pretty simple if we weren't thinking, feeling human beings. If we didn't overthink, if we didn't doubt and delay and tweak and hesitate and fear and talk ourselves out of our brilliance. Because our brains get in the way of our minds. Our brains are designed for survival, and our minds are designed to transcend, to flourish, to thrive. And so we get this fight going on between our brain and it keeping us alive and keeping us from change and rejection, and our mind that just wants to come forward in the world. So where I do my work is at the unconscious level. Because this B&B is bold and brilliant you. When you were born meant to live your purpose, to discover and explore, feel joy and suffer and be human. But no matter how idyllic your life was, how idyllic your childhood was, you were a human being with human parents. And so things went wrong. And in order for us to feel safe, we blame ourselves, not our parents. Our parents need to be godlike. So we get shames, we get all our uns, unworthy and powerless and unlovable. We get emotions that we don't learn how to process. So they get stuck in our unconscious mind. We get all these defenses we put up. And if you're an entrepreneur, you also have this facade of successful, professional. We get these sub-personalities, so we show up wearing different hats instead of being integrated as a whole. And this can move into addictions and be a mess. So how I work is we identify the gap. Over here on this barren island is where you are now. What is your current situation? And it may not be totally barren, but we deal with the parts that are not functioning for you. And over here is Paradise Island. It's got coconuts and dancing girls. Maybe you're the dancing girl. It's got sunshine and happiness and little drinks with umbrellas in them. And this is your desired outcome. So here's where it gets interesting and tricky. What's in that gap? Well, it's things that you're not doing. And there are reasons that you're not doing them. They are, an LD stands for limiting decision or a limiting belief. The reason you're not doing these things is because of secondary gain and survival mind, which is the deep programming in your brain that throws you into survival mode, so that you are looking at things as dangers and risks instead of opportunities and connections. So when I work with a client, I'm listening for these things. And problems can happen anywhere for human beings. Over here in current situation, a lot of people don't really know their current situation. Where am I now? They can sometimes get into fearful or magical thinking about what their current situation really is. How much time do you really have for this new project? What are your skills already? What have you already mastered? Get out of that imposter syndrome side of things and look at who you really are. I do a lot of work in strengths identification here. Desired outcome. How can you head anywhere if you haven't declared, I'm going there? I'm declaring mastery on this. I've got the grit to work towards it, and I'm going to declare my concrete goals. Well, all those limiting beliefs and all that nonsense and garbage and baggage can get in the way of setting that concrete goal. It can be scary because if failure is something that has been presented to you as something bad, no gold star for you, you didn't get it right, you didn't do it the way the teacher wanted, setting goals can actually be very triggering. So I'm listening for all of these things. And then we get into, what are the actions you're not doing? Why aren't you doing them? Well, because I'm scared to, because it gets me anxious, because I'm procrastinating. When I think about doing it, I get this level of exhaustion that gets in the way, and I say, I'll do it tomorrow. Underneath of those feelings are beliefs that you installed as a child in order to survive. And I tell you, grade 3 health class should be hypnosis class, because the way to uncover and identify those old beliefs and get rid of them, such as, oh, I'm not worthy, oh, I'm not good enough, oh, I'm just not good at sales, or I'm not real charismatic. All those negative things that we told ourselves as kids to excuse the adults around us don't work for entrepreneurs. They are the opposite of how you're going to thrive as a grown-up. So I'm listening for those missing skills, right? When you can safely shine a light on what's the current situation, then you're in this place of non-judgment where you can explore and say, is there a skill that I'd like to gain? Is there a connection that I would benefit from? Is there a strategy that I'm doing that makes this procrastination in my life? Are there beliefs that are triggering emotions like procrastination and doubt and dread? And if you notice that it's our high performers, our brilliant people who tend to do this to themselves the most, those people who care the most are in this position where they aren't valuing themselves. And it's because we were never given the tools to reprogram the brain at the unconscious or automatic level. So if you play along, do you know your current situation? Right? Take a second. Have you got a 3-year vision that if somebody asked you right now, right, Jessica, what's your 3-year vision? Is it scattered, or is it so laser focused that you're saying, this is how I will know that I have achieved it? And then, what are the actions this week that you may have put off because you've told yourself, well, it's a short week. Well, it's back to school week. Right? That you've made your excuses and put off doing those actions, like calling that person or posting that video or going live with that new offer, that you've held yourself back with. And I know if your bottom was stamped as born salesperson, you didn't do this to yourself. But for those people that aren't, it can be a scary world if you overthink it and if you have those things in the way. So all behaviors have a positive intention, which is why this becomes a neutral, non-judgment zone. Every behavior you're doing, from procrastination to hesitation, is doing something to keep you safe. Remember, your brain is designed for survival. It's keeping you alive. As a hypnotist, I listen for those things, and we don't take them away. We don't beat you up about them. We don't make you stop doing the things that make you feel safe and secure. We just do them in a way that is big girl pants and big boy pants and lets you meet that security need in that grown-up way, while also transcending, while also doing that personal growth. And neuro-linguistic programming, which is rapid results coaching, and hypnosis are the tools that let you hear that limiting belief, hear what that strategy, where it's broken, and reprogram it. As simple as, I wish I liked cottage cheese instead of ice cream. It's a simple way of opening up a problem, changing how your unconscious, habitual beliefs about it show up, and coming back from that with a different automatic way of being. And doesn't that sound a lot better than willpower, right? I'm keeping an eye here. I'm almost out of time, so I want to end with, I've got this free gift, because even after you started working with that inner child that, when you go, why is a 6-year-old running my business? The programming needs to be transformed at the physiological level in the brain, the physical paths in the brain. So I have this 30-page ebook with real deep action worksheets and bonus hypnosis tracks that I'm offering to you guys to give me some feedback on this too. It's a brand new offer. I'm so excited about it. It covers off the 5 big ways that your childhood is getting in the way of your success today. And I find that entrepreneurs who are, especially in the service world, come with this. This is a double-edged sword of how am I brilliant and how is it killing me? From gold star syndrome to the permission paradigm, you can dive into this resource and recover your authentic self. Stand in your strength so you can laser focus, because you are bold and brilliant in your natural state. And anything else is nonsense. So I'm going to post that link, and I'd love to answer any questions that you do have on how do you identify the BS, the belief system, that isn't working for you, that could be getting in the way. And I know this is a vulnerable place to be, to say, why am I not doing this? So I encourage you also, if you're like, yeah, I don't want to do that in front of my peeps, feel